Welcome, everyone. Still talking to Kelly. You are ready to jump in. Confidence. So I apologize for being 2 minutes late. Had a little bit of a technical glitch, and here we are. So I have a question for you. First of all, I encourage you all to bring something to mind. Bring something to mind that you really, 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 really want. Bring something to mind that you really want. Does everybody have it in your mind right now? It's one of those things that when you think about it, you get excited and scared all at the same time. Now, ask yourself, what's the one thing, the singular, most important, truly the only thing that's standing between you and it? What's the one thing standing between you and it? If you have any ideas, go in and put them in the chat box. And I'm getting ready to tell you here. The one thing that stands between you and what you say you really, really, really want is confidence. It's having the confidence. That's it. It's truly that simple, yet that hard. You have an idea, there's an opportunity, you can feel it. I mean, you feel it in your muscles, like, oh my God, I would love that. And you just feel that part of you backing up, backing away, wondering if you can really do it, wondering if you have what it takes, wondering if, do you deserve it? All of those voices get activated. And the single most important element to cause you to move forward is confidence. And the lack of confidence is the thing that will cause you to stay frozen in your tracks. So as we go through this, if you hear things that resonate with you, drop some thumbs up. Drop some hearts in the comment section. Drop some hearts in the comment section if you brought to mind something that you loved and you could feel that clutch, that kind of catch your breath, whether you're watching this live or the replay, to know that you're not alone in this process. So I'm going to walk you through 3 ways to build your confidence. I think actually it's 5. I'm going to walk you through 5 ways to build your confidence. And for those of you who you love the live broadcast, but you like to have something tangible in your hands, and here's the tangible thing. I write out, to get my thoughts organized. Obviously, I don't sit here and read it, but I write out what is it that I want to share with you in order to get it organized into a cohesive manner, so to be most effective. And so if you like having the notes, my personal speaker notes, put the word confidence in the comment section and we will make sure that we get those to you. And for those of you, you can't hear me. Okay, here, let me do this. Let me know if there's anybody else who's having trouble hearing me. And I've got headphones that I'm going to put on. And I'm going to keep talking, assuming. Severina, text me if you're having trouble hearing on your end as well. So for those of you who don't know me, my name is Felicia Searcy. It is my joy to be your partner in believing. I've helped thousands of people literally around the world build lives that they love. And I get to spend the next 30 minutes or so on this live broadcast being your partner in believing. Your dream is my passion. And quick question, where in the world is Felicia? I don't have this wallpaper in my house. I'm in my home away from home, which is a Marriott. And this Marriott happens to be, I'm still untangling, so hang in there with me, Kathy. This Marriott happens to be on the south side of the Potomac River in Arlington, Virginia, literally in the DC area. I love that I'm broadcasting this particular live broadcast from this setting, because if you think about it, take a moment and think about this, y'all, that over 200 years ago, there was a group of remarkably courageous people, there we go, that gathered and wanted, all right, let me know if that's better, wanted something better, wanted something more, good, all right, good, Kathy, glad it worked for you. And in the face of insurmountable odds, they put a stake in the ground and they declared, this is what we're creating. And they had the confidence, they had to have the confidence to go forward in building out a new model, not just a new country, but a new way of being, a new model. And they literally had to fight in order to create what is it that we have today in the form of our country. And I know people are plugging in from around the world, but in our country, the United States, the nation's capital, yes, represents where, you know, all the action is, but this area of the country represents, yeah, good, Kathy. This area of the country represents, you can feel the energy in terms of a group of people choosing and making a decision that they wanted something so much more expansive than anything that they had experienced up to that point or that they really could imagine. So feel the energy of where I am. I mean, you can look outside my window and I see downtown Arlington. This morning when I did the live on my personal page, I was right across the river, the Potomac River, and I could see the dome of the Lincoln Memorial and the needle for the Washington Monument. So feel the energy of possibility transmitting through me to you during this broadcast from the heartbeat of our country and a key player in the world, bringing forward a whole new idea, a possibility, and knowing that this represents you being able to do what it is that you say you want to do. All right, so there you are. I can look at the list of names of people that are on this broadcast and knowing the people who signed up to said that they wanted the replay. I know you have desires. I know you have wants. I know you all have just remarkable, expansive ideas because you are a brilliant group of people. And I was having a conversation with just a delightful person this morning who talked about how there's that hesitation in her to really go for it, that there's something that stops her. And her story is not unusual. In fact, her story is all of our stories. And it really doesn't matter what level of success you've created for yourself. This clutch at the thought of your next version of an even more dynamic life for yourself, the clutch hits. So what do? Well, most of the population feels that clutch, starts gathering evidence to support the clutch and says, this is too risky. I don't really want to do this. What I've got is really good. And they back away. And that desire goes underground and it just eats at you. But when you understand the singular most important element for you to develop, which is confidence, then you realize that you truly do have the ability to do anything that you desire. You have the ability to create any level of success that you desire. So let's pause here. If this is resonating with you, if you have a big, bold idea and you know that just a little bit more confidence or maybe a lot of confidence is the ticket for you to really step into that and you just don't know how to build your confidence, drop some thumbs up or some hearts in the comment section, whether you're watching this live or the replay, so to help you know that you're not alone. Yes, you're very alive, but you're not alone, and to help others know that we're all in this together. And I'm going to walk you through what to do to build your confidence. And if you want my personal speaker notes, you know, the notes that I take to bring to you, because you want that tangible, hands-on support, because you like to read it, go on and type the word confidence in the comment section, and my team will make sure that we get that to you. And I apologize for the lighting. I've got trying to get it on both sides, but one of them, the window's open, and I'm not in Southern California, I'm in Washington, D.C., and they have these things called clouds. I know many of you all know what those things are, and they actually cover the sun. And it's kind of fun watching this because we don't get a lot of them in Southern California. So I digress. All right. So how do we build confidence? You know, how do you build confidence? How do I build confidence? in the face of this amazing new idea. Brian, it's so good to see you. I'm glad you're here. And Brian, you are exhibiting remarkable levels of confidence. And as you stepped into your new incarnation of the work that you're building out, it requires this next degree of confidence. All right, so here's how we build confidence. Number one, understand and respect the power of the paradigm. Now, what do I mean by the paradigm? There is this life force that's always seeking a richer, freer, fuller expression by means of you. That life is always inviting all of us to experience more, to be more, to do more. Now, I'm not saying that you got to go out and conquer mountains or, do something like so radically big. I'm talking about more for you, whatever that may be. It may be a deeper relationship with your spouse. It may be that more for you is calling in your loved one. I know that a lot of my clients, a key reason that we're working together is because they're ready for their soulmate. Your more may be that you want more vibrant health, or you want more time for play. I'm here at the hotel. I came out a couple days early. I'm spending 4 days with my mentor in an intensive training because I'm deeply committed to my own awareness training so I can bring my best to you. And I came out a couple days earlier to spend some time. I have a stepsister and a stepdaughter out here. So I'm having dinner with my stepdaughter tonight. I'm going to see my stepsister later in the week. And I ran into my mentor's husband. And he was sharing how my mentor is living into, the next version of her calendar. And you could see that, together they worked it out. It was, this is a bold step for her. And hey, Luce, glad to see you. And obviously I deeply admire my mentor, Mary Morrissey, and I continue to work with her. And I love knowing that she continues to stay on her growing edge, that life is not done with any of us, that there's always something more that life is seeking to express by means of us and inviting us into an experience, that there's an experience that life is inviting us into. So it's understanding that and understand and respect the power of the paradigm, that you're being pulled toward whatever's knocking at the door of your heart. Then the instant, and I mean the instant, you start thinking something more expansively, there is that in you that gets triggered, the status quo, the inertia, the habit, the paradigm, whatever we want to call it, and it's all pretty much the same terminology, that gets triggered. And it will fight like crazy to keep you right where you are. That's the voice that gets triggered that says, you can't really do this. Or who do you think you are? Or, you're reaching too high. You're reaching beyond your station. You're going beyond what is appropriate for somebody, your age, your gender, your education, your blah, 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 whatever the voice is. That voice gets triggered the instant you start thinking something more expansively. And it's the voice that begins to erode confidence. And if you don't have confidence to know that absolutely, as you have the idea, you have the ability to bring it into form, you will stay stuck. So it's having a deep respect for the paradigm and understanding that it's literally built into the design. The reason this is built into the design, it goes back to the purpose of our dream in the first place, the purpose for the desire, whatever that desire is. The desire absolutely will bless you as you fulfill it and you bring it into the facts of your life. But the real purpose for wanting something more than what you currently have is that it is the way that the universe wakes you up to an even greater magnificence, even greater magnificent you. Your desire is the way that life grows you. And the more you understand that, the more you come to respect the paradigm,
but then realize you're not letting it stop you or erode your confidence. So number one, develop a deep respect for the paradigm and understand that the pull back, the erosion of confidence is literally built into the system. All right, so if you resonate with that at all, if you can see it, if you can see those voices that get triggered when you think about something more expansively. Brian, you so courageously and vulnerably shared about this at the event back in April. If you're relating to this at all, drop some thumbs up and some hearts in the comment section so everyone can see that you're not alone in this. This isn't something to hide. It's something to acknowledge and even celebrate, which we're going to get into here in the second step. All right, so number one, have a respect for the paradigm. Understand that you're triggering the paradigm. Number two, and I started alluding to this, celebrate the fact that there is fear, lack of confidence that's getting triggered, that you literally are questioning whether or not you can really do this, that you feel your confidence wavering. That may sound a little odd to celebrate the fact that your confidence is wavering. But here's what we're going to celebrate. We're celebrating the fact that you are thinking something more expansive than what you've currently created and who you currently are. You're thinking something so much more expansive to the degree that it's literally triggering doubt, and it's triggering an erosion of confidence. That's an indicator that you are entertaining a big, bold, audacious idea. And you want to celebrate yourself for that. You say, wow, look at what this idea is sparking in me. It's like, oh my God, it's like catching my breath. And I can feel the excitement and fear and all of that all at the same time. And boy, I hear that voice that says, who do I think I am? That's literally it's not the time to beat up on yourself or berate yourself or back away. That's the time to say, yay, look at me consider a big, bold, audacious idea to such a point that I have woken up that voice of doubt and worry and that voice that wants to chip away at my confidence. Look at me go. Look at you go. Celebrate that. Number one, have a respect for the paradigm. Understand that it's part of the process. Number two, celebrate the fact that that voice that wants to chip away at your confidence actually wakes up because you are entertaining something so much bolder than anything you've ever entertained for yourself before. So if you're resonating with that, and if you're willing to celebrate the fear, the question of confidence, drop some hearts and some thumbs up in the comment section. And if you want a full-on explanation of this, make sure that you put the word confidence in the comment section, and my team will get this to you, whether you're watching it live or in the replay. I can't always see all of the people participating. So if you're watching this live, engage to help you help this information land, and then put the word confidence in the comment section. So make sure that we get you my personal speaker notes. All right. So number one, understand that this is part of the process. Have a respect for it. Number two, you're celebrating the fact that you're waking up that voice. Number three, you go back and you acknowledge and do what I call stack your wins. The names that I can see, Luce and Brian and Kathy and Severina, those are the names that I can see. Every single one of you has already accomplished so much. Every single one of you have already taken a bold step in a direction that causes, at some point caused you to waver and question your confidence. And you did it. Nevertheless, you stared the voice down and you did it. You want to go back through your life and you want to stack those times. You want to list them. Luce, you went and got a nursing degree, as a woman who English was your second language, and you came up from Mexico and you had to establish yourself. You have the ability to learn something new and build out this amazingly successful career. Brian, you had a brilliant career in what it was that you were doing before, and now you stepped out into this incarnation. And you know that you learned that past career, so you can learn this career. Kathy, you had the confidence to go through a training for yourself and are now serving people with that. You see how you can do this. And you learned how to tie your shoe. You learned how to ride a bike. You learned how to drive a car. If you drive, you learned how to walk. None of you were born walking. You had to learn that. Now, that was at an age where you didn't have that internal voice of self-judgment had not been developed yet. So you were not challenging whether or not you could do this. And at the same time, you can look back on that and say, dang, I learned how to walk. You know what a sophisticated act, taking this tiny little, butterball body of a baby and developing muscles to then be able to stand up on our hind legs, so to speak, and put one foot in front of the other without tripping over ourselves. It's an amazing accomplishment. It's one that you probably don't even think about today. And these are the kinds of things that I encourage you to bring back to mind so you can see, I know how to learn new things. I know how to put energy in motion. I know how to take action, and I know how to create results. The more you're able to acknowledge your wins and your past successes, the more confidence you develop in your ability to do it with whatever it is that is seeking to get your attention right now that you really, really, really want. All right. So number 3, stack your previous wins. So if you have something in mind that you know that if you did this, then you could do whatever's knocking at your door, drop some thumbs up and some hearts in the comment section so we can all celebrate with you that you know how to do new things. You know how to start, learn, and finish things and bring a whole new level of facts and conditions into your life. That you know how to change things. You change, and you know how to change the things in your life. So drop some hearts and thumbs up in the comment section if you've ever done this for yourself, whether you're watching this live or the replay. All right, number 4. These are the steps to build your confidence. So when this amazing idea or opportunity comes to you, you're saying, I'm in. There's a part of me that questions whether or not I can do this, but you're supporting yourself with having the confidence required to raise your hand and say, I'm in. So number 4 is to do it awkward and afraid. It's to be willing to be messy in the beginning, to trip and do it imperfectly. One of the things that I talk about with my clients is a thing called taking massive imperfect action. So often I'll hear people say, well, I'm not ready. I have to learn this. I got to go figure that out. I've got to go get this certification. Now, I'm not saying that in some situations the certification is not required, but oftentimes what I'm hearing is people stacking, I need more expertise. Yes. Yes, Brian, and I know this is what you've been doing. Yeah, so it's learning to manage the awkwardness, the fear, the messiness of it. When I first started this, and sometimes it still gets messy, this can be really messy. When I first started my business was messy. I didn't have all the pieces in place. I wasn't even quite sure what it was I was going to say or what I was doing. But when you are in love with an idea, which is going to be the next step. You become willing to, the desire for the idea overrides the need to look good. So being willing to do it awkward and afraid means you got to be willing to let go of how you look, because there are going to be times when you're not looking so good. So number 4, be willing to do it awkward and afraid, and then taking baby steps. When I was walking today, there was this family riding their bikes on the path, and there was this little guy. I mean, he couldn't have been more than 2.5, maybe 3, and he had this teeny tiny little body. And I don't know if you've all seen these before, but they have bikes now that they can. There's no pedal on them. They're using their feet. And so he had these tiny little sausage legs, doing this thing as he's running. He was running, right? He's on this bike and he's running like Fred Flintstone. If I'm dating myself, y'all remember the Flintstones, when Fred Flintstone's feet would move the car. So this little kid is like moving his feet. So it's the precursor to learning balance and learning how to then be up on that bike and let the bike hold him up as he's learning to pedal. So step 4 is being willing to do it awkward, do it messy, and take baby steps. One of the first times I presented, and I invite people into conversations to know if this work would serve you further. And the first couple times I offered that, it just fell flat. Nobody responded to it. And, if I weren't so in love with the idea of helping people in this format, it would have been, in fact, I had to work with my energy. When I walked out of there, it's like, who do I think I am? I have nothing to offer people. I'm no good at this. Oh my God, I suck. I stink. Let me just go back to what I was doing before. But as I realized how much I loved what I was doing, I was willing to be messy and awkward and uncomfortable and bad. I was willing just to be bad at it at the beginning in order to grow my skill and to be more effective, which I'm hoping that's the case. I mean, I get to serve people now as clients, and you all are here watching. So number 4, be willing for it to be messy and awkward, and be afraid. Do it afraid. So, because the more you do that, the more you build the skills. One of the things that builds confidence is competence. And the only way you are going to build your competence is by learning a new skill, which means you do it awkward, messy, and just bad in the beginning. And the more you do it, the more you're building those skills, and the more you're seeing that you're growing in effectiveness, and your confidence grows. And then number 5, and I've already alluded to this, fall in love with your idea. Build what Napoleon Hill calls a burning desire. You will not move past the inertia. You will not move past the voice that's eroding your confidence for something that you kind of sort of want. You only become willing to do the things that I'm talking about. Be uncomfortable. Recognize the voice of the paradigm. Celebrate those wins. To celebrate the fact that you have an idea that's causing you to question your confidence. You won't do any of that because that requires a shift in the way that you're thinking. It means you have to interrupt whatever the current pattern of your operation has been up to this point. And you have to cause yourself to challenge some deeply held beliefs, which is really uncomfortable. It's not fun. It's not warm and fuzzy. It's uncomfortable. And you will not do it if you don't have an idea or an opportunity that absolutely lights you up when you think about it. So go back to some of the recordings that I've done previously, because I walk you through how to really cultivate an idea, an image that you are willing to go to the mat for, that you are so in love with it that you are willing to go to the mat. So ask yourself, how in love with this idea am I? And am I willing to give myself permission to fall more in love with this idea? Because, and I put that last, because that actually is foundational to everything. As you are in love with that idea, then you're willing to press into the paradigm. You're willing to understand the nature of the paradigm, to go back and stack your wins, to do it awkward, uncomfortable, and afraid, and to really let yourself have a burning desire. It's a courageous thing to really want something. It is such an act of service, humility, and love to really want something. And as you train yourself to pay attention to the language of your heart as you answer the question, what would I love? That foundation then becomes the foundation upon which you are building your confidence in your ability to learn it, to do it, to execute it, and then fundamentally know that there is something so much bigger at work through you and by means of you. So if this has resonated at all, drop some hearts, drop some thumbs up. If you want my notes, put the word confidence in the comment section. And you know what's really interesting? Anytime I do something like this, I'm all in my head right now. In my head, it's like, oh my God, I should have spoke to this, and I didn't talk about that, and oh my gosh, this would make it so much better. So just know that I got that own internal dialogue going on. So I may do a confidence part B with all of the ideas that this process has sparked in order to go deeper with this. And I really hope that this served you. So let's summarize. You have a dream, you have an idea, there's something that you really want, and you feel your confidence wavering at the very thought of it. What do? Number one, you have a respect for that wavering, understanding that get my glasses on straight. There we go. That is the voice of the inertia seeking to keep you right where you are. Number two, celebrate that voice, because it means you're right there on the edge of something so much more magnificent. Number three, stack your past successes. See where you've done this in the past, where you went for something you didn't know how to do and you were highly successful. Number four, be willing to do it uncomfortable and messy and awkward, and be willing to be bad and to possibly look bad in the beginning, knowing that you're building competence, which then breeds confidence. And number five, make sure that you fall in love with the idea. All right, so I would love to hear your comments about how this is landing for you and what you will take and apply. If this has served you, please feel free to share this with anybody who you know struggles with confidence for their idea. And if you want the speaker notes, my personal speaker notes, whether it's whether you're watching this live or the replay, put the word confidence in the comment section. All right. So again, my name is Felicia Searcy. I will be going live next week, 12:15 Pacific time, same place. So let's make sure that you're on the list so this work can serve you. And that you truly can be a part of this community. There is a Facebook group that you all can plug into as well and bring your questions and comments into the Facebook group that will figure out a way to make sure that you get hooked up with that. All right, so my name is Felicia Searcy. It is my joy to be your partner in believing. Your dream is my passion. And thank you so much for tuning in today and allowing me to serve you with this information. Mwah! God bless.